Most runners think improving your VO2 max means doing brutal interval workouts, right? But if you're over 40, that approach is often the fastest way to get injured. After nearly 10 years as a physical therapist helping hundreds of runners, I found that there's a smarter way to improve your VO2 max without wrecking your knees, your hips, or your Achilles tendon. In this video, I'll show you exactly how. So why many runners over 40 struggle to improve their VO2 max? Either they run too hard on their easy days, and so now they're overly fatigued. Maybe you're running like 5 or 6 days a week, so you don't have enough recovery days. Or you've heard, oh, this is the only way to improve. I just have to run more. The thing is, you're going to hit a plateau. You might improve the very beginning if you're a complete beginner, right? But if you continue to run more and you're not properly recovering because you're doing your recovery runs too hard, you're not going to be able to improve your fitness. Yes, is there a way to do recovery runs properly? For sure. But as a general rule, I'm not typically a fan of that because, again, most beginner intermediate runners run their recovery runs too hard, so thus they're not able to improve their fitness. So then when it comes time to do their speed workouts during the week, they're just too tired. So they're not even able to do the speed workout to the same level because they're so tired from doing the recovery runs or just running on tired legs the entire week after week. Many of them don't actually train their VO2 max properly. They don't do the speed workouts properly. Again, oftentimes because they're so tired, they don't have a lack of recovery days, because they're doing their quote unquote recovery runs, except they're accumulating junk miles and they're too tired to do a quality VO2 max or speed workout properly. Oftentimes, or the other thing that happens, they've been running for years, but they've hit a barrier, I call it like a speed barrier, they plateaued. And oftentimes it's because they skip strength training, right? Strength training actually allows you to generate more force and more power. So then you could run faster and do a better quality speed workout. A lot of people don't even realize that how important strength training is. Like they hear from other coaches like, oh, you don't have to strength training. It's going to make you slow and bulky. No, that's a myth. If you do proper strength training, you don't have to be all bulked up and slow. It could actually make you more athletic and a faster runner, and also helps protect your joints and improves your power, right? So it makes you more injury resilient. So you're not getting set back from running injuries, because running injury could be high impact. So you want to make sure your body's strong enough to handle that, the demands of running. Another thing is that many beginner runners or intermediate runners may jump into hard intervals too aggressively. That's beyond their recovery level. So then they're like spent for the entire week because they did the intervals too hard or they didn't pace them properly. Like if you're doing an interval workout and you can't sustain the entire workout, like let you gas out at the last, let's say it was 6x400s, and you gas out, halfway through, you're right, the last 3 of the 400 repeats, you can't maintain the same pace you had in the first 3. You did it way too hard either. There is a happy balance. You can't gas yourself out during the workout where you can't even complete the workout. So that you also have to pace yourself while doing the speed workout. And then obviously if you do too many speed workouts in the week, because people are like, oh, more is better. So they may try to do 3 speed workouts a week. And that could also be a recipe for injury. Like, oh, I'll do hill repeats, I'll do track repeats all in the same week. And then now you start getting these overuse injuries because you overloaded your body, like the Achilles tendon pain, knee pain, IT band syndrome, shin splints, plantar fasciitis, all sorts of injuries. And just because you're trying to be too aggressive or trying to do too much mileage on top of too much speed workouts, it's a recipe for disaster. And if you want to copy this Google Doc to learn more about improving your VO2 max without getting hurt, I'm sharing inside my free community online run group. Click the link in the description to join. So how I help runners improve their VO2 max safely. I want to get a baseline. You want to know your baseline fitness. So many times people go into running plans who even know how fit they are. Do a 1.5 mile run test. It's a 6 laps on a track, also known as the Cooper run test. And there's different variations, right? So, but this is the one I recommend. Again, feel free to do a different variation if you want to. But anyhow, you're going to do this run test to get your baseline fitness, record your time, and then you can even estimate your VO2 max based off your finish time. There's a calculator, there's equations you can plug in your age, the time you finished, your gender, and then it'll tell you what your estimated VO2 max was. Now you know your starting point of your fitness. And then you could use the time or the calculated VO2 max and then retest yourself every 6 to 8 weeks and see where you're at. See, okay, are you making progress or trending towards an improved VO2 max? And then you want to build up your aerobic base. So once you do the test that I mentioned, you start building up your base, right? You'll run 3 days per week. You don't have to run every day of the week to improve, actually. So you could 3 days per week, cross-train 2 days per week. You could do walking, incline walking, weighted walking, rowing, cycling. There's different cross-training variations. Now, if you're a complete beginner, it could be mostly easy runs and just one quality workout per week if you're a beginner. But if you're more advanced, I recommend either an easier speed workout a tempo run, and a long run. So it should definitely be here, easy or speed workout. If you're more intermediate advanced, because these are the 3 quality workouts that will improve your running fitness. So for the VO2 intervals, right, you'll do them at least once a week. There's different variations, of course. So there's just a sample workouts. So you can see 6 by 1 minute, 4 by 4 minute, 6 by 400, 4 by 1 kilometer. But there's different there's no magical number. Some people will swear that my favorite athlete does the 4 by 4 minutes, right? That's the best one, right? There's no best interval. You can mix and match, see which ones you like. But the idea is that you're able to complete them. You pace yourself throughout the speed interval workout, right? You're not gassed out. And then you're able to sustain that workout. And then, yes, you can progress it, and you could vary it throughout your training block, training cycle. Good training plan should help already vary it for you. But again, if you're stuck, work with a professional, work with a run coach to help you tailor your workouts for your ability level. Again, but if you're a complete beginner, as a general rule, you start with the shorter intervals, like the 6 by 1 minute. And then you want strength training. So 2 to 3 times a week, strength training is going to help you break past the speed barrier. Exercise I like are like squats and deadlifts, but also single leg work, single leg squats, Bulgarian split squats, step up, step down, calf raises, single leg Romanian deadlift. Focus on progressive strength, right? So not just doing high rep light weights, but you also want to start using heavier weights, right? For example, doing 5 rep max squats, 3 rep max deadlift, right? You also want to do heavy lifting as well for the lower body at least once a week. And you could do full body workout. I'm cool with doing full body workout for sure, but you also make sure that for your lower body, you're also going heavy. And then you're also doing some days where you're doing explosive or faster training, right? Doing like jump squats, box jumps, speed squats. So you want to train both your heavy maximal strength and speed strength as well, and in addition to just muscular endurance. So when you follow this simple weekly schedule, right, as I mentioned previously, it'll be a 3 days per week run. And you could, for example, a lot of people like to do like a run on a Monday, may do a speed workout or an easy run or a tempo run. And then Wednesday, a speed workout, Saturday long run or Sunday long run. Many ways to mix and match based on your preference. And then your 2 cross training days, the cross training could be on the same day as the run or on the opposite day. So you may do cross training Tuesday, Thursday, plus strength training Tuesday, Thursday, or strength training Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. It depends if you want to do strength training 2 or 3 times per week. Again, that will be based on your recovery level, your fitness levels, etc. Well, again, but if you're a complete beginner, you can start with what I just mentioned here as well. In terms of body comp, right? And make sure you get to a healthy range, right? Sometimes people get into running and are either in denial or don't realize that, hey, you're a bit overweight, right? If you're not sure, check your body fat percentage. Oftentimes you'll see when you think that you're average, you'll find that your body fat, you're actually more in the overweight or obese category. As a physical therapist, so many times I'll work with clients and then they're like, oh, but I went to my doctor for my yearly physical, said I'm in the normal range or whatever, like I'm average. Yeah, you could be average, but doesn't mean it's optimal for performance or even for health and longevity. Get your body fat percentage measured. And when you get your body fat percentage measured, you'll actually find, not everyone, obviously there are some people who are lean, but there are many people who are more in the overweight weight. Like I'm in America here, about 74% of Americans are overweight, right? And about 40% of them are obese or so. So get to a healthier weight range is going to help you run faster, which will also help you do more quality, better workouts and improve your VO2 max because you're not carrying excessive body fat. And also improve your health and longevity so you're not being put at risk for certain things like diabetes, heart disease, and even certain types of cancer are actually correlated with being overweight or obese. So what happens when you train this way? So when you do the quality speed workouts, in addition to the strength training, you improve your VO2 max without constant injuries. Beginners often see 8 to 10% improvement in their VO2 max, right? So they see like a gradual improvement in about 3 months, 12 weeks. Long-term improvements, you can still continue to make improvements unless you're already an elite. It's going to be a lot harder once you've hit like your elite or genetic capacity, but most people aren't there yet. So you could continue to see long-term improvements, about 25 to 50% with consistent training. Runners over 40 can still improve their fitness year after year. And I've seen athletes even in their 50s go from like a 10-minute per mile pace to a 7-minute per mile pace in about a year with quality, commitment to the training process. So I currently have about 2 spots open to work with me privately one-to-one to help you run faster for longer without getting hurt or injured. If there's a link to apply in the description, first come, first served. So key lessons for improving your VO2 max after 40. Start with a baseline fitness test. Build your aerobic base before hammering intervals. Do 1 speed workout per week. Strength training helps you run faster and stay injury-free. And consistency beats intensity when improving your VO2 max over time.